So here we are. I took a little break and went out and talked to my Eastern cowboy friend and talked to him, read him a story from this book of mine called Law, a Treasury of Art and Literature. Great story in here about a Wild West judge character called Roy Bean. You've ever heard of Roy Bean? He lived in the 1900s, the early 1900s, late 1800s. And he had a train depot post where he held court. And he was the Wild West town of Langtree, Texas. He was the judge, the reverend, and quite a character. And he was a surly old man that was not educated. And he had a portly stomach mushrooming out over his belt. And he sat out there like he owned the place, because he did. And they called him innocent of book learning. He was egotistical and opinionated. And he regarded cheating you as good, clean fun. So he cheated you as good, clean fun. That's all it is. He drank too much and watched too little. But once you got used to these drawbacks, you found out that you had to like and even admire him. He was a tough old rooster and been a godsend to the Ranger Force when in 1882 they got him his commission as Justice of the Peace to help clean up the railroad construction camps. At the same time, he concealed under his horny hide a heart which was not without soft spots. Children and animals liked him, and that it's supposed to prove something. Well, children and animals like me too. The poor Mexicans in the neighborhood would not have known what to do without his benevolent bullying. I can benevolently bully people. He was often generous in his own high-handed, tyrannical way. Finally, he had a color and a flavor authentic and attractive, which made people take an interest in him and forget about his profanity, unscrupulousness, and dirt. That's always fun, to have dirt on people and have a few cuss words under your belt and know about certain people's unscrupulousness. Well, here's a fun little story. They told about a time when he held an inquest over a dead body on which he had found $40 and a pistol. What he did was he fined the corpse $40 for carrying a concealed weapon. There's an inquiry for you, who killed who. I guess they didn't really care, he just wants the money, and, probably took the pistol too. And he was the judge. They told about his habit of divorcing couples he had married, though he had no legal right to do so. Explained that he only aimed to rectify his errors. Wow, that's Judge Roy Bean holding court in Langtree, Texas, 1900. Talk about the Wild West. So, we're back to the Bible, and we're in chapter 26 about Job. And Job replied to his friends about, we've already done that whole thing about 26. Yeah, we did that 26 one. Or 27. 27. And Job continued his discourse. Oh my God. Never-ending words in the Bible and books. As surely as God lives, who has denied me justice, the Almighty, who has made me taste bitterness of soul, as long as I have life within me, the breath of God in my nostrils, my lips will not speak wickedness, and my tongue will utter no deceit. So, if you know how to breathe like a yoga instructor, you go like this. You take deep breaths. You fill up your lungs to the part where you can't fill them up anymore, and then you let it out until you can't let out anymore, and then you breathe back in. That will make healthy lungs. That kept me alive, actually, when I was driving home with a bowel obstruction and got stuck in road construction. Being able to breathe deeply and not hyperventilate and pass out, that kept me alive. So there's some wisdom in yoga. Anyways, as long as I have life within me, the breath of God in my nostrils, my lips will not speak wickedness, and my tongue will utter no deceit. I will never admit you are in the right. Till I die, I will not deny my integrity. I will maintain my righteousness and never let go of it. My conscience will not reproach me as long as I live. Wow, what a self-centered, self-righteous fucktard. Well, I mean, he did a few things wrong. He let his kids carouse and drink and have feasts. And I mean, he wasn't that great of a dad, letting his kids go off and just be carousers and wine drinkers. May my enemies be like the wicked, my adversaries like the unjust. For what hope has the godless when he is cut off, when God takes away his life? Well, eventually everyone's life gets taken away. It just happens. Eventually Joel Osteen will die. I have a flavor in my mouth when I hear certain preachers putting on their preacher voices. Maybe I've just been saturated by them before. I can put on a preacher voice. Oh, God is going to just, if you don't send me $10,000 today, God will strike me dead. Oh, that was Oral Roberts. God, remember Tammy Faye Baker with her caked on makeup? Dogs with air conditioning and doghouse, while people that send them money are poor in trailer parks. Does God listen to his cry when distress comes upon him? Will he find delight in the Almighty? Will he call upon God at all times? I will teach you about the power of God. The ways of the Almighty I will not conceal. God will kill you in the end. It's just which way are you going to go? By your own hand? By someone else's hand? You can be in the wrong place at the wrong time? Just happen to get the wrong career and get breathed on by somebody who's got a disease? You're going to get in a relationship with the wrong person? I mean, life is dangerous. You've all seen this yourselves. Why then this meaningless talk? Here is the fate God allots to the wicked, the heritage a ruthless man receives from the Almighty. However many his children, their fate is the sword. That's scary. Because everybody's wicked. And I know some ruthless people. So I would hope my children avoid violence and playing with swords and going to war stuff. His offspring will never have enough to eat. That's sad too. We live in a land of abundance. You should always have enough to eat. You really should. But you might need to eat the right foods. And realize that spring comes every year and so does the flu season. But if you harvest and then preserve certain foods, you should have enough in your home to get you through at least 1 year of eating. You won't starve to death. That's wisdom. The plague will bury those who survive him, and their widows will not weep for them. Though he heaps up silver like dust and cloths like piles of clay, what he lays up the righteous will wear, and the innocent will divide his silver. You can't take anything with you. The house he builds is like a moth's cocoon, like a hut made by a watchman. He lies down wealthy, but will do so no more. When he opens his eyes, all is gone. That's happened to some people before. It's happened to me. And then you have to start over again. What's happening to people right now? They're losing their businesses. They're losing their houses. They're losing their reputations. I mean, Trump is being ridiculed. He's got some issues. So does my ex-husband. So do my kids. So do I. We all have issues. That's the first step, is to admit them. Terrors overtake him like a flood. A tempest snatches him away in the night. The east wind carries him off, and he is gone. It sweeps him out of his place. It hurls itself against him without mercy. Oh my gosh, there was that tornado, I guess it was, tornado just recently in, where was it, Florida? All those houses are just gone. That can happen to people. And what did they do wrong? Nothing. It's just weather. It hurls itself against him without mercy as he flees headlong from its power. It claps its hands in derision and hisses him out of place. Yay! Boo! We do that in theater. We at the theater group I go to, we're not a heckler's theater. So we support people who are struggling, and they can do anything they want up on stage as long as they don't break the law. That's the rules. And so anything, as long as they don't break the law. Laws change, though. That's weird. So now we had to shut down the theater because it's against the law to gather in groups of anybody. That's sad. I hope my theater friends make it through this pandemic and we can get back together again and bring happiness and joy to our community again, because some people